What's up, tribe? What's up, tribe? Now, look, this video is late, like a week late. And y'all might not even care about what I have to say at this point, but I really been meaning to do this video. This is going to be your Chase in Atlanta part 2 of the reunion special. And, part 1, there was some melee and things got broken up and they had to close it down. But they went on and did a part 2, and I guess they invited who they felt comfortable. I don't know if they invited who they felt comfortable inviting or they invited who agreed to come back. I don't know. But what it ended up being was Lauren, Oliver, Q, and Gardini. So it was just the 4 of them. We Were Born was not there. No Wayne the Pain. No Cameron Montel. No Troy. Who else was missing? I think that's it out of the main cast. I really would have loved to see what Sky had to say. Sky's little, not little, I don't mean to say it like that, but I really would love to have seen what Sky had to say with the situation with him and Cameron. If you have not, Q has released an interview with Sky, which was very incisive. His interview with Troy was good, and his interview with Gardini was good. You're getting some information, you're getting some points of view without people interrupting and people inserting themselves into it. So what I want to do is just stick to the reunion and not get into information that I have garnered outside of the reunion. I might by accident spill over, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go to my notes because I just took notes. So first of all, we have a new location. I already talked about that. It looks like they maybe were using like the community room at maybe somebody's apartment complex. It was a really nice venue. I mean, I'm not saying that to put nobody down. It was a nice little area. It looked like a rec area. They had the screen in the back, so they could put up some things they needed to put up, chasing Atlanta and stuff like that. Thought it was a really nice venue, very intimate for the 4 or 5 of them. Oliver, I love you, boo, but I'm gonna need you to stop talking over people. It's like you want to say what you have to say, and it's like you just kept. Well, let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. And a lot of times when you insert yourself, then by the time I get back to the other person, either they forgot what they were gonna say or they don't want to say it anymore. And I get it that you had a lot going on and you really wanted to say what you had to say, and maybe you feel like you had to defend yourself in certain things, but please stop talking over people because I can't. I wanted to hear what some people were saying, and then you just kept saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Let me say this. Wait a minute, please let me say this. Hold on, hold on. Let me say this." And I was like, "If y'all, Oliver, if you don't be quiet." Lauren apologized for the fight. She said, "Me and my man are one. We are seen as one entity. So I will apologize. He didn't come there wanting to fight or anticipating a fight. It happened. He, blacked out. So she did apologize for that, and for that I could appreciate." All right, Oliver and Troy. Oliver felt real upset about the whole Troy situation. He felt like, him and Troy were really friends. They had done business together. They had built a relationship outside of the show. And that Troy got up with Montel and Cameron and sort of kind of just flipped the script. Gardini brought up a good point. Gardini was like, maybe Troy felt when y'all did that whole Power 3 bullshit, because Gardini seemed to be real upset about the Power 3 piece too, that maybe he felt some kind of way when y'all were doing y'all whole Power 3, Power 3. And I can see the point, see his point in that. There was an accusation that Troy was actually um, threatening Oliver's mom after the reunion at the fight situation. Basically like, your mama can get it too, your mama can get it too. That's addressed in Q's interview with Troy. Again, y'all go watch it. He addresses that and he speaks on that. But there did seem to be an issue with this whole Power of 3. The Power of 3 was Gardini, excuse me, no, it wasn't. Was Q, Lauren, and Oliver. And Gardini's thing is this Power of 3 piece didn't come up until after me and um, Oliver fell out. And that's when all of a sudden he was Power 3 and it was the 3 of them and all of that. And they did that live. Let me say this. I think those lives created a lot of strife because Gardini, damn, I keep saying Gardini, Oliver, Lauren, and Q did that live. And then it seemed like Montel, Cameron, and Troy felt like they had to rebut the live. But see, neither one of those had anything to do with the show. So once again, we're allowing social media to impact storylines and create strife where maybe there really wasn't any. And again, I don't know how all that stuff fell out, but it just seemed to be too much. Um, we Were Born. Everybody agreed that We Were Born was doing a lot because they were trying to get a moment. They felt like production was slighting them and that they weren't getting enough camera time. And so they felt like they created a whole lot of bullshit just to get the camera time. Lauren said that she did not offered to pay for them to stay in Miami. She don't know where that came from. She said, I brought a whole team with me to help me recover after I had my surgery. So why in the world would I have, she said, why the hell would I pay for 2 extra people to stay when I already had my team with me? Which was valid, because if you saw the episode she did, she had a whole crew with her down in Miami. And I did make the connection that that's why they were there, because I know she got the surgery while she was there. But I just didn't make that connection that she brought them with her to help her with her recovery and whatever it is that she needed after the surgery. So she said, yeah, me and We Were Born were cool, but at no point did I offer to pay for them to come on this trip. I mean, to pay for extra days. She said, I did pay for the trip to move on. She said, I never insinuated that I paid for them to fly down to Florida. That was never what I was saying. I was saying that people back, when you go on a group trip, it's based on numbers. And if people back out of the group trip, somebody got to pick up that slack, or the trip can't go forward. And Lauren was saying that she picked up the slack so that the trip could move forward. And that's what she was trying to explain. And We Were Born took it to another level. Now, here's my thing. I knew that's what she was saying. And if they would have listened and calmed down, they would have heard that that's what she was saying. She never said she paid for them. She said she gave extra money so that the trip could continue. She never said she paid for anybody individually to go on the trip. Anyway, they said that We Were Born were jumping from friend to friend, and they would talk shit about one person and then be friends with another person and talk shit about that person and be. So they said that We Were Born was just all over the place, which is the same thing that Gardini was accusing Oliver of doing, and the same thing that Oliver admitted that he did do in his end of the season little piece. He said, in the beginning he was trying to be friends with everybody, but he realized that that ain't a winning strategy. So there you go. They lied when they did that whole little scene, and they were saying that they were defending Lauren, and when Gardini was talking a bunch of shit, which again, Gardini was being shady, but I don't feel like Gardini was dragging Lauren no more than he's done in any other time. And Lauren was like, well, I was looking forward to seeing them defend me, but it really wasn't all that We Were Born were trying to make it out to be. The other thing, Q said that he tried to talk to Jay Swan about not bringing his personal business onto the show. He said, they all agree that Jay Swan was the one that sort of let the cat out the bag, that he had a relationship with production. And they tried to tell him, look, don't bring it onto the show because you're going to get drugged. It's not going to work out in your favor. And the fans are going to drag you. The comment section going to drag you, which is kind of what happened when people found out. Okay. Gardini and Oliver. He was the biggest. Oh, Gardini and Lauren made up. Okay. Gardini admitted that maybe he went a little too far. He said he doesn't like being seen as the bully. He didn't like the fact that people felt like he was a bully. But he did admit that he don't have no middle. Either he hates you or he loves you. He don't have no whole lot of middle. He can't be. He said he can't even be cordial. Either he love you or he hates you. He said, and when somebody does me wrong, I know that I can be petty. And my thing is, if you do it, if you throw a glass at me, I'm throwing a bottle back, And so he knows that about his personality, and he admitted that. He said, maybe I went too far with the whole LLC thing, but I was in my feelings. I was hurt. I felt some kind of way, and so maybe I did go too far. Maybe I did too much, but that was just kind of how I felt at the time. And he said he gonna give Lauren her LLC back, and him and Chase in Atlanta, I guess Chase and Reality took care of their LLC situation. He said, but it's a lesson learned. The next time somebody comes across somebody that got that scamming mentality, you just got to make sure you got your business intact. And Lauren was like, oh, I learned my lesson. So they hugged it out, and they agreed to be cordial. Now, will they ever be the best of friends? I don't know. I can't say they won't, because I think Lauren has matured a lot from season 1 to where she is now. I definitely feel like she's matured a lot. And Gardini, I think Gardini will mature, and as he matures, he will change certain things about his personality. That whole, I don't have an in-between and I can't be cordial, either I love you or I hate you, that's an age thing, in my opinion. And I'm older than him, and I used to be that person. I ain't have there was no whole lot of gray in my world. Either we were friends or we were enemies. There wasn't no whole lot of gray for me. Or I was just indifferent. Like, I just didn't know you. But if I knew you, you were in a category. Either we were on this side or that side. It wasn't no whole lot of middle with me. But as with age comes knowledge, and certain things you just, in my opinion, you just think differently about. You just see from a different point of view. So I think as they continue to grow, And they have a respect for each other, because that's the other thing Gardini said, that he respects Lauren's hustle and that she does work hard. And that was part of the reason why he did say, here's your LLC. Like, you earned it. You really did. Um, so they made up. That was cool. Now, a big part of the back end of the reunion was Gardini and Oliver. And here's what I'm going to say about Gardini and Oliver. I see both sides of the coin. And again, I think some of their conflict, again, goes back to maturity and age. And as you get older, you think differently. So here's the thing. When Gardini got fired from the show, Oliver got fired from the show, guilty by association. Oliver went to the producers and basically said, look, I didn't have anything to do with what's going on with Gardini. Yeah, he's my friend. We cool, but I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I still want to be on the show. And he got back on the show. Now, here's part of the problem. There was no communication between Gardini and Oliver. Because Gardini, if y'all remember, he was going to do his own Chasing Reality. He was going to do his own, Chasing Maryland, D.C., the whole, the Hawaii, whatever. And his thing was, Oliver, you my friend. You supposed to be ride or die for me. Oliver's thing was, I never got a phone call. You never called me and said, look, they fired us, but we have our own social media platform and we're going to make it work. And I got this LLC. I got Chasing Reality, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Oliver's thing was, I told Gardini in private, I didn't agree with what he was doing. I didn't agree with how he was moving. But he ain't never called me to say, look, I got this and we're going to do that. He was like, that never came to me. So there was the first breakdown of communication, is that Oliver didn't communicate to Gardini that he was going to go to production and try to get his job back. And Gardini didn't communicate to Oliver that there was that he had a plan. Like, fuck it, they fired us, but I got something for us to do. Let's make this happen. Let's do our own thing. So there's that. Gardini's thing is, why would you go to the people that fired us and beg for your job back? Oliver's thing was, because they got something I want. They have a platform that I want to be a part of because I want to grow my business. And yes, I went to them and I asked them for my job back because I wanted to be a part of Chasing Reality, like point blank period. I wanted to be a part of it. Somewhere in the interim, Gardini, when they went to Miami, Gardini wanted to fly to Miami and roll up on Lauren and confront Lauren. He thought it would be great for the scene, great for the show. But at that point, he still wasn't on the show. They were trying to figure out a way to work him onto the show. Here's where I disagree with, I see both sides of the coin, but I kind of disagree with Gardini. And Gardini's thing was, fuck the producers. You're my friend. And I said that it's your event. You're inviting everybody down, and I'm going to roll down there and I'm going to roll up on, on Lauren. I'm going to show up at the Airbnb. You're going to open the door and be like, hey friend, what's up? And it's going to be what it's going to be. But again, yes, it was Oliver's event, but it was Chasing Reality filming. And Oliver's thing was, I wasn't going to blindside everybody. I invited them down there under one pretense. I wasn't going to blindside everybody with, ooh, surprise, here's Gardini. Gardini's thing was, fuck them. Fuck production. Fuck all of that. It's me and you. We supposed to be friends. And if I say I'm rolling up on Lauren, you're supposed to have my back. See, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I understand where Oliver is coming from, because at the end of the day, that's his job. Yeah, y'all are creating a reality show, but this is my job. And if production wasn't cool with Gardini being there, or wasn't cool with the scene playing out that way, that was Oliver's obligation to make sure it didn't play out that way. So I see what Gardini is saying. I just don't agree with where Gardini is coming from. Oliver's thing was, I wasn't going to blindside Lauren that way. Now we're back to Gardini feeling like you got loyalty to Lauren and you don't have loyalty to me. And I was your friend first. And in Gardini's mind, I got you on this platform. So there was that, and so there was some hard feelings as far as that was concerned. I think at the end of the day, and I said it in the first part of my review, at the end of the day, Gardini was hurt because he felt like Oliver chose Lauren or chose to have a relationship with Lauren. And in his mind, Lauren is my enemy. And if she's my enemy, she should be your enemy. And you are going out of your way to be friends with her. You're doing lives with her. Y'all all, it's all about the power of three and this, that, and the other. And that's where Gardini got in his feelings. And from that point of view, I understand. I do understand. You ain't got to be windmilling in the streets for me. But if I don't fuck with that person and we friends, you don't fuck with that person. Don't mean you gotta hate them and be enemies. You ain't gotta fight them. But y'all don't need to be all on lives eating crab legs. So I understand where Gardini. That's what I said. I see both sides of the coin, but I do think that a lot of it was communication, and I think a lot of it was Oliver being willing to sacrifice certain things to get what he wanted in the end. That's maturity. That's looking at the bigger picture. That's taking everything in. Because at the end of the day, this is a job. And sometimes in your job, you don't like everybody you work with. Sometimes in your job, you don't get along with everybody you work with. But at the end of the day, if the boss says I got to work on this project and I want it, and at the end of the week this project need to be done, you don't have time to get in your feelings and be like, well, fuck, I don't like them, because at the end of the day, y'all both gonna get fired. Gardini's point of view is I'm an entrepreneur. I don't answer to no fucking body. Fuck him. That's his attitude. So that's the mindset. It's a different mindset. Um, so I see both sides of it. What I say? Shit, what? I don't even understand my own notes, y'all. I think that's it. I said my piece. But I'm glad that they did sort of have a part two so we could sort of get some sort of closure. Like I said, I really wish that we had gotten to the segment with Sky and Cameron, but we didn't. Rumor has it that they may not be doing a season 4. And what I'm going to say, I think I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. I think you should. I think it's a great platform. You guys have created something, and Dario and Kevon, you have created something. I know y'all have other projects and y'all do other things, and I get that. But I think maybe you need to revamp the cast a little bit. Maybe you need to put some things in place. As far as physical altercations and things like that, you might need to put certain things in place. But I think you should continue to move forward. Again, I'm on the outside looking in. But anyway, it's late. I'm sorry, y'all, but let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.